When I had a pause in my video earlier, hopefully this will work. And I'm going to try to be quick. I hope I'm not covering the mic, so I apologize for the camera work. Anyway, I wanted to just say a few things because I posted my video a few weeks ago, just starting on the YouTube thing, and I need followers and to get someone to do graphics, have the videos as fancy as everyone else. But I just want to create this because I have my thoughts, and when I see people report on topics in a negative way with incorrect information, without even saying I believe this, and like I will say allegedly or explain a little bit more. And when people just have no sympathy, I mean, there's terrible things that have been going on. The NipseyHustle Murder, basically assassination, like rest in peace. I just, terrible. But the thing is, and I heard this, I would not want to watch, that people had video of him on the ground, like just this poor taste, Nowadays we live in a society where everyone records, and there's always the good and evil of both sides of something, where it's great to have cameras to catch someone if someone had, imagine he was there by himself, which he wouldn't be, and no one saw this person. Now, I did see that TMZ had some footage. I'm filming outside because it's really warm, by the way. But I wasn't going to go into the story first, but I guess we should. First point is, the video, I couldn't tell, who was who, but that was grainy. I'm sure there are other cameras that were right in front of his store. This man, even if you don't listen to rap and you don't know hip hop and rap music, this guy had been doing his thing for 10 years and had made such an impact. He had created an incubator for kids and, those who don't know, like underprivileged youth in Crenshaw, in California, like in the hood, in his community, where they were actually working on STEM and doing positive things. This brother, he bought the strip mall where he was killed. He had bought that because he used to try to sell his mixtapes. And yes, in the past, I guess he was a gangbanger, but he wanted to do music, was always talking positive. I saw clips of him again when I can. I like the ability to showcase some of those things. And he was talking about, no, I don't want to just buy chains. I want to invest. I want to, he was smart. I don't want to misquote him, but in so many words, he was saying, I want to invest and do things the right way, have ownership. He owned all of his music, and he owned all of his, masters. So if you want to support him, people say, oh, his children, or, want to support. What the thing you can do is you could go ahead and stream his music, buy his music, download his stuff. You could go onto the Marathon clothing store. I know I listened to Ebro in the morning. He had said that next day he had $1,000 worth of stuff. I'm like, okay, I wish I could buy some things. I'm going to look online on his website. And he was a positive person who was doing so much. He would help, what I heard, people in the neighborhood who had businesses pay their taxes, because people who don't have businesses think, oh, well, they've got made, they have big expenses to pay, and if they're not always meeting their quota, they can lose out, and then they can wind up closing. And this is where you see, I know when I studied in college, is that I've always wanted to have my own boutique. Businesses fail at a high rate. And usually most businesses don't make it past the first 2 years, especially in restaurants. So to think he was helping those who are helping the community, because he knew, wait, if we don't have businesses like a tax office or you know, a store where people need to get food and vegetables, you need to have someone who cares, and you need to invest in your own community if you want things to change. But what's terrible, and now the debate has been, do you stay in the hood and keep it real, or do you just kind of move on once you make it? And so many people, and from looking at me, you probably think, oh, this is a white girl. Those who know me know that I'm from Chicago. It made me cry thinking about Nipsey. I've seen people get shot. My first love was killed in a drive-by. You never know what could happen anywhere. But the thing is, I've seen when people have changed their life, turned their life around. I have so many people to mention. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but an old classmate of mine who went by the name Bones, Hector Nelson. He had moved out the hood, went to Michigan. They killed him brutally. Okay, it was so sad. So you never know when or what could happen. People who are just doing right. I remember there was a girl in school. She was a church, like a church girl. I think her father was a pastor. She got hit by a bus, killed. This is in high school. Like, think at the end of my freshman year. Sweetest girl. Everyone had nothing but good things to say about her. Died, and you just never know. But when you see people who are doing so well, it's like the saying, the good die young. And I had posted something on Instagram. The good die young. It seems like sometimes when people are just at the pinnacle of their success, they're taken away. I'm in the Biggie, Tupac era. I remember being young, but still loving their music. And it was so sad when he died. And that's how a lot of people feel about Nipsey. But to me, I feel like he was, part of the new generation where people are more woke, people are more involved in what's going on in the community and looking at social justice. He had a meeting scheduled with police officials in California to discuss police reform. That Monday, he was killed that Sunday. And from what I heard, they said that he died in the parking lot. I saw an interview with Funk Flex with David East, who had did a really great tribute in New York, told everyone to come and do a candlelight vigil. Beautiful. And, I think, if I recall correctly, I think he was associated with, I want to get it right, with Crips. But, this is like, forget that they're saying anyone, it's like this, he wasn't gangbanging anymore. This was not a gangbanger that came and did this. What has come out now is that it was Eric, his name supposedly, allegedly is Eric Holder. I did post on other accounts because I do watch other YouTubes, and I said, I just hope they have the right person. I understand that, police do their work. They don't always get it right, though. And I understand people are like, they want revenge, but you shouldn't have revenge. I would think Nipsey would say, nah, that's not what I'm about. And that's just going to keep the cycle going. However, make sure that you have the right person, because I don't know what footage they saw. The footage I saw was kind of grainy, and it was from far. It was from afar. But they had, I guess, other video. He had came through the alleyway that's kind of next to the strip mall. And I saw, like, he came in one direction, like in front of the buildings, and then ran back through the parking lot. Terribly, and I know people know these details. He, and maybe some of you don't, he shot and, went up to Nipsey, and the whole, let me I've got to learn how to tell my stories a little better. Basically, they say he had a conversation. The word is now, the update is that he had a conversation with Nipsey earlier in the day. Nipsey had asked, hey, you know, what you doing around here? You know, allegedly to the effect of, what are you doing around here? Word is you a snitch. You should get out of here. Something to that effect. Dude felt a certain type of way, was offended, left, came back with the intention to kill him completely, just obviously from the video. His full intention was to assassinate this guy because he was upset. See, and this also ties into another thing. Some people, they can't handle their emotions well. And, you know, in the hood that happens. I used to see fights and everything all the time. And I know of someone who turned around and shot someone because he didn't like what he said. And if I recall, that person was put in a wheelchair. Of course, dude went to jail. When you look back, was that really worth it? And this guy, if that's why he did that, you took this king, this legend, this man who's helping so many people. I was like feeling upset because I'm thinking, first of all, Lauren London, I can only imagine a bit of like what she feels, because that was like his wife. There's been reports that they were married in Mexico last summer. Whether or not that was his girl, his queen, she loved him. He had a kid from another relationship. She has a baby from Little Queen. But the two of them, I'm sorry, my nose is sorry. The two of them had a son named Cross, the K, and they had did this beautiful spread in GQ magazine, and it was kind of like I guess they wanted to show it like, I don't know if they would say urban, like love story, really great photos, you know, power couple, great couple. You know, she's a well-known actress, model, beautiful girl, really seems sweet, fellow Scorpio. And he has done so much, and he was just nominated for a Grammy. He has been doing mixtapes for a long time, but people in mainstream may not know. Like, someone is well known to the streets and in culture, especially in hip hop. But his first actual album was Victory Lap that he just released. And so for this to happen right when he's at the pinnacle of success, you know, it's just, I'm not sure if he was under Rock, I don't know everything, if he was under Rock Nation, but he was at the Rock Nation brunch. You know, I know he's like in good way. Everyone had mad respect for him. Jay-Z and Beyonce and, you know, like I said, Dave East and Snoop. The Game. Oh, The Game was so upset. He posted a video on IG Live and was just livid. And he was saying he's just so upset that why they do him in his hood. You know, and I think at the time he's thinking maybe it's, you know, other gangs or maybe, you know, just random, like someone hating on him. And of course this guy was hating on him, but I think this guy just was completely like, you know, on a power trip or felt insulted. You know, there's some people, they can't handle an insult. They take it personal and they're insecure and they're not all right, dude. They're like not right in the head and they wind up losing it, you know? I watch way too much like ID channel, Escape Network, Just Network. And sometimes people, they can't control themselves. I don't know everything. I heard this guy had some cases before. I couldn't really understand this one guy whose video I don't know. So as I was saying, sorry, my stream just kind of went out and I need to wrap it up. But this guy intended and his goal was to murder Nipsey Hussle because he came in, shot at him. 2 other people were shot and He came back, shot a second time, returned, and a third time, shot him in the head, kicked him while he's down, you know. And God, I hate to say, I watched there's a show called I Survived, and I've heard so many people, you can't believe the horrific things they have suffered, like throat slash. You would think they'd be dead, and a lot of them will say they played dead. I'm like, God, I wish he would, you know, I wish he didn't die. It's so crazy. This guy, though, that's what he wanted. He obviously, and some people were commenting that it looked like, I think it was an Hebrew in the morning, that he looked like he was looking back to see is anyone coming out the store, because there were other people. Man, there was another dude in a white shirt. He ran like he could have easily been hit. He was with them 3 or 4. Someone else that ran in the other direction. There was a woman. She like ran out. They ran back to her car. They ran out the car. Like, who knows? You know, if they're spraying up the whole lot. It's like, and those things happen so fast. You never expect someone to just come up and start shooting. You know. So, and I don't know if he was with a bodyguard. I know one bodyguard on Instagram is known as J Rock the bodyguard. Just totally heartbroken, explained that he wished he was there. It was him. He would have died for him. This is how much people. So I don't have all the 60 degrees. I'm like, let me just do the video now and not take long. But what I do know about this guy that supposedly is the murderer, Eric Holder, and I hope that they're 1,000% sure it was him. The word on the street, too, that I heard that not many people are reporting is that they already shot like 2 of his cousins. I'm sure they murdered them. And they shot up his girlfriend's house. They're not playing, because you probably got not only his old like gang or street, there's probably any street dudes that respect him that will go and retaliate for him just on respect, because that's how it is in the hood. You know, it's just like, what? No, he didn't deserve that, because he was all about business. He was all about uplifting people. You know, they knew he didn't have to give back. He was, you know, successful artist. He could have just been in Hollywood, stayed in the hidden hills, you know, stayed in under the radar, been in New York, been anywhere, you know. And he chose to be in the neighborhood every day in his community giving back. So beyond upset. And I wouldn't be surprised if they try to take this guy out while he's going to court. I heard different reports that there was no bond given on him. Then I heard it was a 700 million sounds ridiculous, but I thought that's what TMZ said. They may have said, well, you know, when you say a bond, you get 10% of that. So it could have been 700 million. But to the point that they don't want him out, they know that he's a target. And the word was, there's video of him I saw being arrested. He had turned himself into a mental health facility. Don't know why he went there. Maybe he wants to claim that he went insane, but there's no insanity defense. I mean, I didn't know Nipsey Hussle, obviously. I would think he wouldn't want so much violence. And he would maybe say, no, don't kill him. But dude needs to be away. I mean, someone who can snap like that, there's no way. They can't be trusted. Like, it's really terrible. It's a very big loss. Like I said, this is like Tupac, Biggie, and even if in a different level, because he was giving back. You know, Pac was very socially conscious and aware, and I imagine, what would he be doing today? Oh, he'd be like, fuck Trump. Trump ain't shit. You know, I could just imagine. And thing is, like, you know, even though times have shifted and things seem awful, sometimes, look, in relationships or your life, career, things can get the worst and then they get to the best. So sometimes we go through like the worst things because we have to get to the best part. And the fact that the country, I mean, things that are happening. I mean, it's so crazy that you're like, I can't believe this is life right now. Like, this is like, it feels like we're going backward. But as I was saying, I'm here in Chicago, and yesterday was our election. I try to say that in my earlier video. I'll probably delete it. Sorry, my videos are like cut off. But we just elected the first Black gay mayor of Chicago. I voted for her, Lori Lightfoot, and she is not like part of the regular political machine. We had Tony Crackwinkle here. I knew when she enacted a sugar tax. We were being taxed anything like sugar, soda, like you go to a 7-Eleven. And my friends used to run the one in the neighborhood. And I would never hardly go there. My mom went, and then after she passed, I'd go in there, and we became really close. And 1 cent per like, I don't know what it was. It was like 10 cents an ounce. It was insane. Like if you had, they always had like 99-cent any size. Well, it would wind up costing like 3 something because of the taxes. I was like, she ain't gonna win anything. But she's still Cook County Board president. But that's why we have to vote our voice and speak up and ask for change. So she wasn't allowed to be mayor. We've had terrible corruption here in the city, and I'm bringing all this up to say things have been negative. We've had so much scandal and bribes with our Senate seats, and my real president, Barack Obama, when he was leaving as senator here, the seat was up for sale. Well, it shouldn't have been for sale, but it was the whole thing with Rod Blagojevich, and he wound up doing like 16 years. Some would say maybe that was too much, but they're trying to teach a lesson. Now, Alderman Ed Burke, I believe, is indicted, already charged, and it's just been corrupt in the city and within the country. We don't even know the level of corruption that they keep from us. So the fact that now the youth are, young kids in elementary school are saying, when I get older, I'm going to vote, I'm going to run for office. There's a record number of women, minorities. Look, I believe the Congress has just had, I think it's the first Muslim, or there's 2 Muslim women. And of course, I don't want to get her name wrong, Alexandria Ocasio. Amazing, it's amazing. So even though things have been so bad, there's a lot of great change and shifts. And I just think someone like Nipsey Hussle was an example of that. So it's a real big loss. My heart, my prayers, my deepest condolences go out to his family, his loved ones, Lauren London. Oh my God, his queen, his kids, his children. He had one before her, one with her, and all his, so many people that loved him and that probably looked at him like a beacon of light, and maybe they're feeling completely shattered, because taking someone like that away is like just hurting everyone, because who's going to do what he was doing, They probably don't even know every single person he helped. I hope you guys can hear me with the noise in the background. And it's so nice how everyone's out here in the city, here in Chicago. So I knew I was going to cover the other topics. Today is just, it's so heavy. And that's like the number one story and the saddest thing going on. But they're making a delivery. It's going to be super loud. Sorry, not that anyone wants to hear all that on my video, but all you could do, I wish I had the quote. Nipsey wrote something about his other homie who had passed, with survived gang banging and all that, and was successful. He was a rapper, and he's like, now you've gone. All I would say is damn, I don't want to misquote it. He said something to the effect of, I would just, if it was me, I would just tell you to live, live on and grow and continue to grow. So that's what you could do. Think about every day, like, what do we do to help people? Look at your closet, man. Like, can you donate some clothes? Can you know, go for one day to a soup kitchen and, something. Even just be friendly and, you know, help someone out. You see them drop something or someone's short at the register. Do something for somebody. Sorry. It just is so sad. Because you know what? You see bum ass people all the time who are haters, who do terrible things, and who just sit back and criticize, and they don't help other people. They don't even drop a comment if you want, hit the like, you can subscribe. I don't post all the time, so you won't get a bunch of notifications. Excuse me, like my lighting. The sun is setting. But yeah, like I was just saying, try to do something for someone. Sorry, video. And, reach for the stars. I mean, I myself know I haven't been 100%. And I have like all these aspirations. I've done some acting, modeling, and, want to have my own businesses. I always said I wanted to have boutiques here. New York is like my second home. Shout out if you're from New York. I love my New York people. New York has always been good to me when I was out there. And I love LA too. I've spent time there, just visited, a couple weeks. Like I've been there 3 times. And spent some time in Boston. So try it, right? Hey, if your businesses fail, whatever, you can do like Trump and file bankruptcy. I think he's done that like 8 times. But maybe we could just at least take that lesson and take that, moving forward. Even if you didn't know this man or was a big fan of his music, you could like at least be inspired, and that's always great, to just leave your own legacy, think positive, help other people, impact. And okay, since this is live, I don't know how it's going to be cut. I'm like, I did not expect to get so emotional and wanted to, but like I said, it touches me because it's very similar to things like 20 years ago I went through, so yeah, man. And so if you like my video or you have anything to say or any details or anything you want to add, go ahead and add it. I know that you can't see me on here. That's not even the point right now. And also, I will be updating more, and I'll update when I can. And if I get more details, I will. And I'll do another video on Wendy and the updates on Jussie Smollett. I wish got to know when to leave, and I hope she is leaving her husband, because there's been reports of domestic abuse, really nasty, controlling behavior, and I think she doesn't realize, or maybe she's starting to now. Hey, you can't even see me. I think she's starting to now. Dude, she could be even more successful. Women and fans and even people who don't like her will support her and say, well, finally, at least you're being honest, you're living in your truth, and you're really telling it like it is. And now you know how it feels, because some people are saying she is getting karma for talking about people. And I didn't know how nasty she could be, because I didn't I wasn't in New York hearing her on the radio way back when. Oh God, I don't see my nose running. And I don't wish bad on people, but I think she's like been in a mindset of, let me say this, when someone is not happy, they can't really truly be happy for anyone else. When you're miserable, that saying, misery loves company, so true. Kind of dealing with that in my personal life, you know? It's very funny. Like, I had a boyfriend and we were doing really well and happy, and friends I've known forever know, hey girl, congrats, or I'm glad you with your man, are you back together? Nothing. Actually dead silence and no anything. And then on social, because I'm very public on social media, people I barely know or don't keep it, are saying, I'm so happy for you, that's great, God bless your relationship. Like, guys, girls, old classmates, old college classmates, old high school, elementary, the people that I'm closest with for years, not one like button, not one little love or, oh, you look so cute or good for you, So you have to know that, unfortunately, man, this screen was messed up. Misery loves company. Sometimes people cannot be happy for you and they don't even realize it. They're not happy themselves, right? Or they're looking in that video, actually there was a video of Nipsey Hustle saying, people would look and say, we from the same place. Why you more successful than me? Why you got this? Why you made it? Why you got this? Why you got that? If you think like that, you'll never get ahead. And your mindset, you'll never be happy, because let's say you even wind up getting a record deal or getting whatever you see as success, getting a movie role, getting a boyfriend or a relationship. You'll still be saying, but why isn't he like this? Or why isn't this like that? Or why did she get that car? Why did she get her apartment? So I've experienced some of that, even on a personal level, like since my mom has passed, like, whatever. Anyway, but this isn't all about me, but I'm just pointing out the fact that I know that I've seen that Wendy Williams, a lot of women will say she cuts down Black women, cuts down other people's relationships. If her relationship has been so toxic as it's been reported, even her own mother-in-law, her husband's mother, said that he abuses Wendy and she's witnessed it. And so that must be true. Why would she even say that about her own son? And if that's true, that's sad. But no wonder she's not really herself and not, you could be with anyone. She always gives advice to people in the audience and Ask Wendy segments, which I really like. And she'll say, you don't need that. Dump them. Leave them real quick. And I get that. I'm really quick to say, girl, say bye. It is a little harder. It is a little harder than that sometimes when you're really attached to someone, or you care about someone. You're used to being with them. But if they're abusing you and they're disrespecting you, I mean, dude, is like very public that he's with this other woman. And now the other woman had the baby. And that is supposedly what put Wendy over the edge. She admitted she's living in a sober facility. She didn't say, by the way, that she's addicted to anything. I think she might have wanted to go just to get away from him, because I know, like, if you're really upset, matters of the heart, man. You could feel like you're gonna have a heart attack. You're like, no way, like, what the, it's just upsetting. But someone reported, I don't want to say, I think it was Chronicle Speaks, that the sober coach that she's photographed with, that's a guy from the studio. Now, I've been to the Wendy Williams show twice. She was really nice. Actually, she looks really great in person. So I've never been the one to like hate. I've been a Wendy fan. And that kind of made me emotional, because I thought she's like such a strong woman and, a boss and running the show. Obviously, I want to do some form of entertainment. I look up to her. But on the personal level, I can't believe she'd let this man do this to her, because she's so strong and she's a boss. So it is terrible. I wish her the best, Wendy. If somehow you see this, or your people, they're so nice to the show, like getting me tickets there, like last minute, and they email me. They're so nice. It's fun. It's like really fun to go, and I hope she wins the Emmy. To be honest, I think she's gonna win the daytime Emmy this year because she's up for it. She hasn't won it before. This wasn't the best year. I'm like, it's funny. See the controversy and everything. That's kind of what sells. If she wins this year, that'll be interesting. I'll try to do a video on that. But, you know, yeah, it's just, it's crazy. I'd like to see her be more successful, and I hope he doesn't get a lot of her money. I know she did not have a prenup. She talked about it before, and I'm sure that's been part of it. And they have so many businesses together, and he's her manager. But had she left when supposedly he was, allegedly, he's been with her for about 10 years, and there's some documentation about that. Charlemagne the God did used to work with her and explain that, well, actually, that was an old friend of his, Charlemagne the God, if you don't know, see the God from The Breakfast Club and The Brilliant Idiots. And he wound up, he was friends with this girl from South Carolina. I guess she came up to New York and then somehow started seeing Wendy Williams' husband. Supposedly they would go on vacations together with Wendy. Like he'd fly her separately and just stay in another room, another hotel. Like, what? That level of disrespect? Fuck, dude. I hope they could bring that up in court, and he can only get the smallest amount possible. I'm not going to say he didn't contribute to her career somewhat, but I hope she just leaves him and is more successful. You know, success is the best revenge. And so moving on and, you know, doing you would be best. So that's all. Again, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. Let's all try to just be the best we can be. Hopefully I can end this video properly and I don't delete it. Take care, everyone. Thanks for watching. If you did, hit the